Moines. Thompson Sports presents the Iowa High School State Wrestling Championships. Tonight, 42 individual title matches. The Ultimate in one-on-one features wrestlers from 103 pounds to 275 pounds in 3 classes. 3 team titles, all decided tonight. The hottest ticket in town. Live from Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines, it's the 78th Iowa High School State Wrestling Championships. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Walters. It is the sporting event in Iowa that is unparalleled in terms of energy, emotion, enthusiasm, and you name it, just about every other adjective you could possibly come up with. It's going to have 42 new champions by the end of the night, and we will see them all crowned, and a man who's won 3 state championships here on these mats himself. Jim Gibbons joins me now, and Jim, could see history made tonight as far as individual champions.
Well, John, it's all about trying to win an individual title, and there's 2 guys here tonight who have won 3 individual titles already. And the first athlete we're going to see is Gilbertville Don Bosco's Mac Ryder. Mac Ryder, a 3-time state champion. He can pin somebody from just about anywhere. Last year, he pinned his way through the state tournament, and this year he has 3 falls already en route to the state finals. And here you see him getting a fall, just an explosive pinner. And the other fella is C.J. Edelson. C.J. Edelson from Hudson has already won 3 state titles. His road to the finals may be a little bit difficult. He's got to wrestle Kyle Burkle, and here you see him in the semifinals. Also great range, great pinner, but he's got to wrestle Kyle Burkle, a returning state champion. It should be a great matchup.
And if they both win, it would be the first time in the 78-year history of the event that we would have 2 4-time champions crowned on the same night.
History could be made.
That would be really special. Now, we focus, of course, a lot on the individual champions, as we should, but we also want to keep track of the team championships. Tim Seaman joins us now. Some of that is wide open, Tim.
Some of it is, and some of it is not. As in Class 2A, the championship is already in the books, as Emmitsburg has won a 4th straight state championship. The last team to win 4 in a row, that same Ehaw Plug back in the late 70s. And, John, no team has won 5 in a row, so there's a tidbit to look forward to next year already. But as John mentions, the 1A and the 3A are exactly deadlocked, as Oskaloosa, Iowa City West, Hudson, and Logan Magnolia on the 1A side. They're tied at the top of the totem pole to begin this night, and those teams with those fans scooting just a little bit closer to the edge of their seat as this night goes along.
All right, thanks, Tim, and we will keep you up to date on those standings throughout the night. Plenty coming up on the Iowa High School State Wrestling Championships. Thompson Sports presents the Iowa High School State Wrestling Championships. Tonight's telecast is brought to you by Principal Bank. Banking when and where you want. Now offering a student package of banking services for high school and college students. Check it out today at principalbank.com. By Mid-American Energy, the company that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service. Mid-American Energy, for a free list of home energy safety tips, call 1-888-I-ASK-MEC. And by Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company and Coca-Cola Classic. We have a real must-see coming up. The Grand March of some of Iowa's best young people, the hundreds of wrestlers who have competed this week, followed by a special musical and patriotic tribute to our state and our nation. And we also have a very special guest, all after this word from your local station.
Bayer would like you to know that American Heart Association research says women over 50 and men over 40 are at a greater risk for a heart attack. Age and other risk factors are why doctors often recommend aspirin. So remember Bayer. Aspirin has been proven to reduce the risk of a heart attack. Only Bayer has both low-strength 81 milligram and Bayer Women's Aspirin Plus Calcium.
Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Trust your heart to Bayer. Wherever you go, whatever you go through, dry, scratchy, irritated eyes don't have to come with the territory. You've got Visine Tears. Whenever eyes get dry, scratchy, irritated, Visine Tears can soothe, moisturize, and protect like your own natural tears. And best of all, Visine Tears is safe to use as often as you need. Visine Tears relieves dry eyes like your own natural tears.
Werther's Original Caramels?
What a find.
They're creamy and wonderful to chew.
I love that taste. It's Werther's all the way.
Werther's Original. Hard candies or chewy caramels. Try them now.
Serenity
quality dry active liners from Tena, designed to fit your style.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Iowa High School Athletic Association proudly welcomes you to the nation's finest high school wrestling tournament, our 2003 state championships. In a few moments, the 336 athletes who have earned medal winner status this year will enter the arena in the Grand March. They represent 672 state qualifiers from 222 teams, as well as nearly 8,500 prep wrestlers in our state. Our Grand March escorts are 2 coaches whose dual meet victories rank first and second on Iowa's all-time list. With 459 triumphs, National High School Coach of the Year finalist Dan Mashik of North Scott, and with 367 wins, Tom Kilberg of Epworth Western Dubuque. Now this year's best of the best, the Grand March, led by 2 of the best, Dan Mashik and Tom Kilberg. Singing our national anthem this evening is Miss Kelly Cruz of Lamar's High School. A winner of national honors, she has a superlative vocal music background, highlighted by being selected 3 times for the All-State Chorus, and as a member of an 8-state regional honor choir. Her vocal music instructor is Tim Watson. We now request that you remain standing for the colors of our country. The Honor Guard represents the men and women of the Iowa Army and Air National Guard who currently have mobilized over 2,000 men and women to federal and domestic active duty. Members of the Color Guard are Major Timothy R. Rickert and Staff Sergeant John M. Wilson, both of the Army National Guard, and Senior Airman Jacob Abel of the Air National Guard. Carrying the American colors is four-time undefeated NCAA champion Cale Sanderson of Iowa State University.
Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kelly Cruz and our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets had gave, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ben Franklin already discovered electricity with a kite. There's really no need for your kids to do it again. This is a place for children. This is a place for electricity. You'll notice the lack of swings and slides.
Yesterday, Megan says she's going to be a doctor when she grows up. Before that, she wanted to be a giraffe. Maybe she'll be a very tall doctor. Whatever she does, financial security will be the key. As we plan for Megan's future, I trust our Iowa Bank to be there to help. For generations, Iowa banks have been a way of life. Oh, there's one other thing Megan wants to be. A mom just like me. Iowa Banks. Your future, our focus.
When
When something stands in your path, you find a way to get past it. Touchdown Herbicide lets you choose any dealer and brand of Roundup Ready seed, clearing the path for you to get the risk protection you need and farm the way you want.
Right into it. We're back at Veterans Auditorium, and if you didn't get a chill down your spine, Jim Gibbons, during that Grand March and the National Anthem, you're not alive.
Well, the Iowa State Tournament is known for its pageantry, but I think they won up to what right there, having Cale do the honor of standing on the hallowed ground of the top spot of the award stand. That was really something special. It was nice to see him up there.
Here's something else that's special, our team races, because two of them are just beauties. Look at these 1A standings, Jim.
This is unbelievable. Logan Magnolia and Hudson have both had brilliant tournaments, and Pocahontas is not that far out of it either. And you know, it's all going to come down to the finalists. You see Hudson has 2, Logan Magnolia has 2, and if they don't win any of those, and Pocahontas wins one of those, Pocahontas wins by half point.
And Ogden with 2 finalists tonight, too. Now, Class 2A is already wrapped up because Emmetsburg Armstrong Ringstead makes history tonight by clinching already its 4th consecutive state championship. And Jim, nobody's ever won 5 in a row, so that'll be the challenge next year.
That will be the challenge for Emmetsburg. They've already won 4 before in their illustrious histories back in the 70s, and now they have the opportunity to one-up the great program and one-up West Waterloo, which was a traditional strong program.
All right, let's take a look at the Class 3A standings heading into tonight's championship matches. And Iowa City West and Oskaloosa neck and neck.
They are neck and neck, and you've got 2 finalists for each team. Both have a chance to come away with victories here. If you do have a win in the final round, it counts for 4 points, and a pin is 2 points, 1.5 for superior decision, and a major decision is 1 point.
Let's go to Bud Legg now with the Hall of Fame honorees.
Each year before the championship matches, we honor some very special people connected with Iowa high school wrestling as we introduce our Hall of Fame honorees. Presenting the Hall of Fame plaques will be 2 members of the IHSA Board of Control, Bob Tessor, Chairman of the Board of Control, Principal at Cedar Rapids Jefferson, and Ron Sadler, Superintendent of Schools, Howard Winneshiek Community School District in Cresco. Our athletic officials are very important, and each year honorees are selected. 2 of this year's group are highly respected wrestling officials, and we recognize them now. A native of Minnesota, this Hall of Fame official worked over 20 years in wrestling and was selected 11 times for the state meet after moving to Iowa in 1959. He has also worked in the Big 8, Missouri Valley, and Iowa Collegiate Conferences. A distinguished high school and college football official, he was selected for 5 bowl games. In 1999, he retired as executive director of the Iowa Optometric Association. Please welcome Virgil Deering and his wife, Nancy. Our next Hall of Fame official has 27 years of experience and has been selected for 15 state championships. In addition, he has officiated all 3 NCAA championships, including 13 times in Division I. In 1996, he became the nation's first official to work all 3 NCAA championships, the Big Ten championships, and the National Junior College Tournament. Currently an assistant principal at West High School in Waterloo, welcome Hall of Fame official Mike Ellen, accompanied by his friend Carol Hoskins, his daughter Denise, and son Victor. Since 1970, the Iowa High School Athletic Association has been honoring coaches and former athletes with Hall of Fame induction. Tonight, 6 individuals take their place among the Iowa elite. Let's meet them now. A 1951 graduate of West Waterloo High School, this Hall of Famer was a state champion, then went on to become a 2-time NCAA finalist at Iowa State Teachers College. After being runner-up as a freshman, he won the national championship as a sophomore at 157 pounds. As a Navy pilot and officer, he coached and wrestled on outstanding service teams. In service of his country, he won a Silver Star, a Bronze Star, and 3 Distinguished Flying Crosses. He retired in 1977 with the rank of captain. Now residing in Fallon, Nevada, Jim Harmon is unable to be with us tonight, but accepting for him his high school coach at West Waterloo, Bob Siddons. This Hall of Famer was a 3-time state meet qualifier from Fort Dodge and a successful coach. As a senior in 1955, he was 3rd. 3 years later at Iowa State, he was 3rd in the NCAA championships. He coached 23 years at Iowa Central Community College, where his teams rolled up 240 dual meet victories and won the 1981 National Junior Collegiate Championships. He coached 54 All-Americans and 9 national champions. More than 20 of his former wrestlers are head coaches in high school, and 7 others are or have been head college coaches. Now retired, welcome to the Hall of Fame, Denny Fredericks, accompanied by his wife, Jan. Credentials of this Hall of Fame wrestler include excellence at high school, collegiate, and international levels, as well as officiating. As a senior at Waterloo Columbus, he was a state runner-up in 1972. Then at the University of Iowa, he won 133 matches en route to 2 NCAA titles, being named a 3-time All-American and the NCAA's Outstanding Wrestler in 1976. A multiple champion in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling, he earned a spot on the 1980 USA Olympic freestyle team. As an official, he has worked 8 Division I championships. He is unable to attend tonight, but accepting for Chuck Yagla is his junior high coach, Robert Bozen. Our next Hall of Fame inductee compiled 197 dual meet victories during a 25-year coaching career at Central Clinton, Dallas Center Grimes, and Belle Plaine. 6 times his teams finished in the top 10 at the state meet. He coached 122 qualifiers, 57 state meet place winners, and 14 state champions. 15 of his former wrestlers are now coaches. He directs several youth tournaments, including the world's largest, the USA's Junior National Championships. Currently a middle school principal at North Cedar Community Schools, welcome to the Hall of Fame, Al Billings and his wife, Elizabeth. A rare 4-time state champion, this Hall of Fame member ended a glittering prep career in 1993 for Iowa City High. He was undefeated in 172 matches with 111 wins, ending with a pin. In addition, he was a junior world champion and a 3-time prep All-American. He wrestled 4 seasons at the University of Iowa, where he posted 127 triumphs while becoming a 2-time NCAA champion, a 3-time All-American, as well as an academic All-American. Now a lawyer specializing in environmental and product liability litigation, welcome to the Hall of Fame and welcome back to the state championships, Jeff McGinnis and his wife, Jamie. Our next Hall of Fame inductee was a 3-time state champion and a 4-time state qualifier for Belle Plaine. From 1988 to 90, he won 3 lower weight titles and went unbeaten in his final 98 matches, a feat that earned him first-team All-American honors. He attended the University of Iowa and was a 4-year letter winner. In 1998, he took over the Mount Air coaching reins. In his first season, his team qualified for the state dual team tournament. Already he has coached 13 state qualifiers and 5 medal winners, including 2 runner-ups. Please welcome Hall of Famer Eric Elin and his wife, Jill. Each year, we are pleased to recognize the Athletic Director of the Year, named by his and her colleagues as the Iowa Athletic Director of the Year. This year, the honor goes to a 34-year veteran in education. At Saydale High School, his work is marked with professionalism and success. A Hall of Fame baseball coach, he has been active in conference, state, and national athletic director committee work. Presenting the award are members of the executive committee of the Iowa High School Athletic Directors Association. Your state athletic director of the year is Jim Gephardt from Saydale, accompanied by his wife, Dixie. The Iowa High School Wrestling Coaches Association is very active in promoting their sport. Each year they honor coaches and their staffs in each of the 3 classes, plus an official and a junior high coach of the year. Presenting the awards, members of the executive committee of the association and national champion, Cale Sanderson. In Class 1A, the coach of the year from Nashua Plainfield, Al Frost and his wife Phyllis. Assistants Tim Meyer, Tony Zwanziger, Kurt Nelson, and Chad Nelson. In Class 2A, the coach of the year from Union LaPorte City, Dick Engvall and his wife, Jan. Also, assistants Kurt Hilmer, Pat Hogan, Mitch Parker, and Eric Fettengill. The coach of the year in Class 3A from Oskaloosa, Jason Wedgbury, with assistants Jeremy White, Bill James, Willie Kreil, and Brett Foster. The official of the year, working in his 9th state tournament this week, Ron Fank of Independence, accompanied by his wife, Polly. The junior high coach of the year has 35 years in education, all at Audubon High School, all as a junior high coach, Jerry Carnes and his wife, Shirley. The most prestigious award of the Coaches Association is the President's Award. This year's recipient has turned a hobby into an avocation. He was the 2002 Wrestling Photographer of the Year, awarded by the National Media Association. This is his 11th year taking pictures at the championships. Co-owner of The Predicament and a fan of the athletes, this year's winner, Wyatt Schultz, accompanied by his wife, Kirsten.
Coming up next, a special interview with Cale Sanderson. It's right after this.
I thought dating again would be tough.
He's cute. Is he younger than me?
Maybe getting rid of my gray hair was just what I needed.
Just for men. More than a hair color, it's a hair rejuvenator. Gray hair is shampooed away in 5 easy minutes. Vitamin Enriched Just for Men brings back a thicker, healthier, natural look.
I wonder how I did tonight.
Would you like to come in?
Just for Men, the rejuvenator.
Weed with me.
Itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. You know, the years before a child goes to kindergarten are important in shaping the child's education. As a parent, the nursery rhymes, the stories, and the songs that we repeat over and over helps your child's brain grow. It's a spider out Talking, reading, and singing are as important to a child's development as they are fun and entertaining. Reading to them now makes them smarter in school later.
Read it.
Hi, I'm Chief Meteorologist Terry Swales. Get up-to-the-minute weather updates when you need them from your Sky 6 personal cast. Just log on to kwqc.com. It's easy to sign up, and it's free. You can also download a handy personal cast icon that will alert you in the event of severe weather and will conveniently display the current temperature right on your desktop.
Log on to kwqc.com for your Sky 6 personal cast from the Sky 6 weather team and the station that cares for you, KWQC TV6.
And to win 4 NCAA titles. And Cale, first time at the Iowa High School Wrestling Championships. What do you think of all this?
It's pretty impressive, to say the least.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cale, what have you been doing here? How you've been spending your time? What are your goals here going forward?
Now I'm just trying to get ready for international, the World Championships and the Olympic Games, which are all coming up real fast.
Well, if you had a little bit of a look at the competition there and how you fare.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough. So I have a lot of work to do.
I saw you handing out the coaches awards. Maybe is that thought in your future?
I think so right now. That's the way I think I'm going.
Well, thanks for being with us, and we enjoyed seeing you carry the colors and inspired all of us.
It was an honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Cale. We'll be visiting with Cale again throughout the night. Wrestling is coming up next.
Retirement plans from the Principal Financial Group can prepare you for almost anything.
Ted, you got it.
Retiring!
At the Principal, we're the nation's 401k leader. We offer mutual funds, annuities, and rollover IRAs, which leads to a secure, happy retirement.
Ted, how'd you do it?
Planet.
For 120 years, the Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
Next time you go to Hy-Vee, be sure to look for the Hy-Vee Chunky Soups shelf display with Cale Sanderson on the label. With 8 delicious varieties, you can have Hy-Vee Chunky Soups ready for a special family treat that's quick and different several days a week. You'll agree with Cale, Hy-Vee Chunky Soups have an unstoppable taste and they're an unbeatable value. Well, we are ready for championship wrestling here at Vets Auditorium. And we're going to start out today with the 103-pound matches as always. And in Class 1A, you're going to see Patrick Mackey against Tony Hager. Mackey from Logan Magnolias High School, a sophomore, 41-0. Hager from Ogden is 39-0. The Class 3A match is going to feature a couple of freshmen. Derek Moyer of Oskaloosa against Montel Marion of West Des Moines Valley. That will be in Class 3A to decide the title. And our featured match, we're going to feature the Class 2A bouts for the first 4 weights. That's going to be 103-pounders TJ Seabolt of Centerville and Nick Pickrell of Albia. 5th meeting between these two this year. Seabolt, a freshman, Pickrell, a freshman. Seabolt, 48-1 on the season.
Both these 103-pounders that we're going to focus on in the featured match are just, they're familiar with each other. And some of that, you notice that the scores have been getting a little bit closer and closer as they've gone through the season. In the last match, it was 4-1 in favor of TJ Seabolt. Both athletes freshmen, and anything can happen in this environment.
Coach Kelly Wolf giving some last-minute instructions to Nick Pickrell of Albion. But Jim, he's just a little guy.
He really is. I don't think he weighs the full 103 pounds.
But he has got the heart of a lion. Make no mistake about it. And had a dramatic win in the semifinals, winning 3-2 over Joel Neve of Vinton Shellsburg. Seabolt got here by defeating Zach Cressley of Waterloo Columbus, 11-5.
And one thing you don't have to worry about with 103-pounders is that they'll get out and get after it.
That's going to be furious action at these lower weights, and we enjoy it. This is the 5th meeting, as I mentioned, between these two wrestlers this season, and Seabolt has won all 4 of the prior matches.
and you can tell as these athletes go to the center of the mat, the Seabold just looks the weight that this time of the year, you've got Pickerel. He's had just, you know, he's just done real well as far as knowing how to control his position. He keeps real low. You can see he wrestles a lot on his knees. It's just difficult to get underneath him. So
Seabold almost enrolled at open enrolled at Albia High School. That would have been some interesting wrestle-offs. And here we're seeing it right here for a state championship.
Yeah, that would have been a shame not to see these two athletes wrestle at different schools and wrestle for the title. There's a single leg attempt by Pickerel. It's caught underneath here. Notice how he's moving to a 2-on-1. He's got 2 arms on the 1 arm. Seabold moving to the side. He's got good range here, and if he comes around a locked leg, he's going to go ahead and get the 2 points.
And he did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 1:04 left in the period. And if you're Pickerel, you're just looking for something to keep this match close. You've competed with them before, and it's really not what you wanted to see happen if you're in this situation, because when you're smaller, you just have to work so much harder, John, to get out and just get up to your knees, get up to your base, and good tight cross wrist ride, as we call that. Now he comes over to a single wrist ride.
Seabold's coach, Kevin Cochran, said he's the best technique wrestler on that Centerville team, and that's saying something. There's some good wrestlers on that team.
There is some good wrestlers. The next wrestler we're going to see is Justin Brown from Centerville, and he's a returning state champion, won this weight class at 103. So how would you like to be a freshman moving into the program, and you have the returning state champion at your weight move up a weight, which is always good news. And then the second thing is you get to work out with them every day.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's got to be a great advantage for both those wrestlers to have that kind of competition every day in the wrestling room.
Yeah. And I imagine TJ Seabold has he's been beat on a bit. Made him tougher.
Pickerel's overall record is 35-6. Seabold at 48-1. A freshman who really looks like one of the future stars. Over the next 4 years, I think we're going to be hearing a lot of TJ Seabold of Centerville.
Well, a lot of your multi-time state champions will have started at this lightest weight class. I know I did. I know it's a weight class where a lot of the athletes maybe hasn't necessarily matured as quickly, or maybe they're just small to begin with.
Try to keep you up to date on the scores on the other matches. Marion just got 3 points to move ahead of Moyer in Class 3A.
There's a switch by no points here given so far. Seabold in the low ankle ride. Pickerel just trying to keep a whizzer in. They're going to call a stalemate, and they're going to go ahead and give the 1-point escape to Seabold because he showed that he had cleared away and shot back in. So they're going to call it. That takes his lead to 3-0 with 1:36 left in the second.
TJ Seabold of Centerville out to that 3-0 advantage as he tries to become a state champion in his freshman year here at 103 pounds.
And this is the time for Pickerel to get back in the match. If he's going to do anything here, he's got a pretty good front headlock. We saw him use that earlier in the semifinals, wear his opponent down. I think he's going to have a difficult time wearing Seabold down. He seems pretty well conditioned.
Seabold was won by 2 technical falls in this tournament, then an 11-5 victory over Cressley in the semifinals.
There's a high crotch. Now he cut the corner, switched to double leg. Close to getting it. If he can lock that leg and show control here for a period of time, he's going to get the 2, and he just did, and jumps ahead to the 5-0 lead. Really in control, and he's got the bottom leg locked there. That's a good position to try to maybe go on and get back points. You can elevate that bottom leg. So right now, that switch attempt that Pickerel's using is really doing nothing but putting a saddle on himself. He really just needs to reestablish his base.
The official stops action. 35 seconds remaining, second period, and it's a 5-0 lead for TJ Seabold of Centerville.
In the bottom screen there, you see how Derek Moyer has tied the score up here to 3-3.
Good match with Marion of Valley.
These two guys will get in the scramble. Now, Seabold coming into a leg ride. We haven't seen this from him yet, with 23 seconds left. Really doing a good job of controlling Pickerel. You can see the size difference. That there's a what the heck, you're gonna wrestle in the lowest weight class. I mean, that's not gonna. He's had to deal with this all year, but This is a tough athlete he's going against in TJ Seabolt.
And you've seen each other 5 times now, Jim. I imagine you're pretty familiar with the other guy's techniques and favorite moves.
Yeah, I don't think the problem is the amount of time that they've seen each other, it's just the size difference.
Seabolt trying to improve to 49-1 and win a state championship as a freshman. When you're a great technique wrestler as a freshman, imagine the sky's the limit for you.
Right, and there you see an excellent counter shot. Pickrell trying to jump in on a look like a fireman's carry, and then Seabolt was just doing such a great job of staying low and doing a good job of controlling.
So Seabolt in control at 7-0, but the beauty of wrestling is there is no such thing as a safe lead.
There is no safe lead in this league. We saw that several times where athletes looked like they had the lead.
A lot of those in the semifinals, weren't there?
Yeah, I saw one that was 17-9 or 17-6 with just, you know, late in the 3rd period and gave it up and won. See it all the time down here. There, Derek Moyer jumps out on the bottom screen there to a 4-3 lead. And that's big for the team race here, John. Oskaloosa. Now, fireman's carry attempt on the bottom screen there. That's going to be big, but Moyer doing an excellent job of scrambling. Keeps that leg lock. He's got 2 points right there, so that expands his lead to 6-3. Like we said before, this is an important battle for the team race in your lower right-hand screen in 3A.
Marion, pretty inexperienced wrestler, didn't start till the 8th grade, a Valley athlete, and he trails 6-3 in Class 3A. Here on the 2A mat, it's a 7-1 lead now for Seabolt with 1 minute remaining in the 3rd period.
And Moyer in your lower right-hand screen had a chance to really do some damage here with the team race and win a title as a freshman. It looks like he does it. That's huge.
So Derek Moyer, the freshman from Oskaloosa, not only helping himself with an individual championship, but certainly helping his team. He wins over Marion of Valley 6-3. Mackey and Hager in a close match in Class 1A.
Hager in the top screen there in the top position, trailing 2-0. A good rider on top. I wouldn't be surprised to see him score some points from his top position. And here in the middle screen, you've got attempt here by Pickrell. I like what I see there. He's trying to do something, try to throw deep, so to speak.
Nothing to lose at this point. 18 seconds left. 9-1 lead for Seabolt. And he will try to hang on here and wrap up his first state championship.
You know, that's just impressive fashion to beat a good wrestler like this 5 straight times in a season. Nice season.
And it is over. TJ Seabolt of Centerville is a state champion. He wins it 9-1.
We'll move up here to the top screen. The
reaction here.
Yep, here's a touch and go situation. A reversal now by Mackey. He's going to jump out with 4-0 lead. Actually, they're going to give him an escape takedown, so that's a 5-0 lead with 58 seconds left in the 3rd period. So Tony Hager from Ogden has been in this situation before. He was a state finalist last year at this weight at 103 as a senior.
Mackey of Logan Magnolia, both wrestlers undefeated.
And again, another important team race battle here. Logan Magnolia is in the hunt in Class A, and if you get a decision here, that's a 4 points for your team.
41 seconds to go, and it's a 5-0 advantage for Mackey.
It looks like it's been all Mackey's. He had a takedown. He was able to ride Hager out. And then in the down position in this period, he was able to escape and get the takedown. So nice job of solid wrestling. He's a strong wrestler, making it difficult for Hager to get up to his knees. Now, Mackey's only a sophomore.
Beat Mark Kist of Eagle Grove, a freshman, in the semifinal round. Hager advanced by beating Derek Ball, 4th place finisher a year ago.
Looks like we're going to be a little injury time.
Well, now Hager has to come up with the move of a lifetime to be able to finish it off, because he's trailing 5-0 with 13 seconds to go.
And I don't know if we can get a shot of this, but I'm looking over here at Justin Brown getting ready for his match, and you've got TJ Seabolt, who just came off of his bout, and he's out there warming up with Brown, getting him ready like he's about ready to go out there for another 2 periods.
Had the energy left to do that.
Here we go, 13 seconds left, 5-0. Tony Hager get back in this match, needs to pull something big.
He's going to have to do it quickly, but Mackey's not going to make that easy.
And a nice job of wrist riding.
And that's going to do it. He's a champion. Patrick Mackey of Logan Magnolia, the sophomore, is 42-0 and undefeated state champion.
That's an impressive performance, beating last year's runner-up.
That's big in the team race, too.
Yes, it is. Now, Logan Magnolia will jump out to a 4-point lead with that win.
And we are going to go to a local break. Patrick Mackey, Class 1A champion at 103 pounds. Plenty more action coming right up.
Good evening, I'm Paul Yeager with this news update. Another Quad City Area National Guard unit is on its way to serve our country. The 109th Medical Battalion held a send-off ceremony today in Iowa City. The emotional send-off has become common across the country and in Iowa. So far, more than 2,200 reserve troops have been activated in Iowa. And while that unit serves, another group is protesting the possible war with Iraq. Today, another protest, this one in Davenport. These protesters say their message is being heard. And
you can see better, move better,
hear better,
you can smile better,
walk better.
Introducing the premier online resource for health and well-being. YouCanLiveBetter.com is the one-stop for information on a wide variety of health issues. Plus, our Find a Doctor network connects you with doctors in your area. Just go to kwqc.com and click on the You Can Live Better icon.
You're watching KWQC TV6, Davenport, Quad Cities.
The competition moves on to the 112-pound weights. And in Class 1A, Brett Ray of Orient Maxburg, 33-2 record coming into this one. He's a senior. He'll take on Richie Thacker of Sioux Central, Sioux Rapids, another senior who is undefeated at 39-0. Class 3A is going to be a good one. Joey Slayton of Cedar Rapids Kennedy, a sophomore, second in the state a year ago at his weight, takes on Brandon McDonough of Lincoln, a junior who is undefeated and also finished second 1 year ago. And in our featured bout in Class 2A, Justin Brown of Centerville, a defending champion, who goes against Laramie Schaefer of Winterset, a sophomore. Brown, a senior, undefeated on the season.
This is the teammate of the 103-pound state champion, which you just saw. Justin Brown, he's in the red, white, and black singlet, going against Laramie Schaefer. Laramie Schaefer's done an excellent job to get to this point. And, you know, John, we asked these wrestlers to give us profiles on, you know, have these wrestlers met before, and I always get a kick out of it when they've met and the scores don't match up.
That does happen, too.
Yeah, they met, yeah, so it was 8-3. No, the loser said it was 7-3.
It does happen.
In this case, it was Brown who won last year in the district wrestling tournament. Brown in on a single leg, and he's just a hammer. He just goes and goes and goes. We saw him last year in the state tournament win by about 10-1 score
over Tyler Bustrom of Algona. And those two met up in the first round this year.
Yeah,
or second round.
Second round, yeah. And they don't seed the state tournament, and I think that's a good thing. I think gets the wrestlers ready and go there each and every time. And I think if you seeded, you probably have some of the stuff that's going on in Division III, where you get a win over a guy in November, then all of a sudden they duck him for a couple of weeks to get a seed. But you know, we've been doing it this way for a number of years, and I think it works out well.
I think it's working pretty well. Brown undefeated on the season. His coach Kevin Cochran says he's a very physical wrestler, powerful wrestler. You mentioned a hammer. That's probably a good word to describe.
He really is. I mean, you just look at the definition of his muscles, and when he puts a tight waist on you, I'm sure Laramie Schaefer underneath he knows that He's in a match. There's weightlifting strength, and then there's prison strength, and I think Justin Brown just keeps you in the box right there. He controls you. Spend most of the time on your head.
You want to get that head off the mat, don't you?
He's got Schaefer moving up to an upper body tie. He's got to be careful here he doesn't get thrown. They're going to give the escape up. So Schaefer answering here. That's a good timely. You talk about tournament wrestling. There's 17 seconds left in the period. Now Schaefer in on a double leg. He's got a chance to be able to score on this, but Brown does a good job of warding it off.
There you see the score. It's a 2-1 advantage for Brown. You can see our other two matches still scoreless.
And that match down in the lower right-hand corner, two just really good athletes here. Joey Slayton, sophomore from Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and McDonough, who's undefeated. Now Brown
got a double leg.
In on a shot, and not enough time to score. So it's a good period there for Jeremy Schaefer, Laramie Schaefer, excuse me, staying in the match there, 2-1, answering with an escape.
Well, Schaefer's coach says that he's a great scrambler. He's going to have to be against Brown.
And that's a switch attempt there by Schaefer, the underneath position. Again, that good, solid, tight waist. Thing about riding hard like this, if you don't turn the man over, you're not getting a lot for your efforts, but the riding is just like the running game in football. It's the punishing thing, making it tough for the guy to get his breath, and you have to be physical, very physical, to keep your base down there. And if you could go ahead and make the man carry your body weight, you got a good chance of tiring him out.
Schaefer about to get out of it there.
Did a nice job of getting his hips away.
He did. He gets the escape, and it's a 2-2 score now, I believe. Yes, it is 2-2 between Brown and Schaefer.
And I like what Schaefer's doing here to slow down Brown. First of all, he's been able to get out. But you saw there at the end here, he tied up the wrists. Stays low. The athletes are both keeping good low position. It's real difficult for Brown to get to Schaefer's legs. Schaefer's a little bit taller for this weight class, but he does, for a tall wrestler, he does a good job of getting his head down low, good head-hands defense.
Brown, a qualifier 2 years ago, a champion, as we mentioned, last year, undefeated this season. He's trying to become the second straight state champion for Centerville tonight. They just crowned a champion in TJ Siebold.
And so far, Schaefer's doing a good job of just crowding into Brown, frustrating him. You know, that's the recipe for the upset here. Just go ahead and
he's hanging in there.
Frustrate your opponent, keep your position. Now he drops in on a shot.
Yep. Brown able to fight it off. 30 seconds to go, second period. Tied at 2. And Brown, can you get behind him?
Well, when you're a hammer like that, that's what you got to do. You got to go ahead and just beat him out of that position, and that's what he tried to do.
McDonough scoring on the 3A mat.
Not much time here, about 12 seconds left. He's trying to go with neck wrench, which is a high-risk move.
Schaefer rolling the dice with 4 seconds to go. And the period will run out. Tied at 2.
Schaefer did a nice job of just keeping his position there, because it looked like Brown. Yeah, it looked like Brown had the neck wrench all set up there and wasn't able to follow through with it.
Schaefer got a bloody nose out of that deal.
Well, that's not surprising with both these athletes stay as low as they do, and they got that wrinkle in the back of their neck when they do it. They got their head up, and that's why spend any time in this sport, usually the sinus cavities take a little bit of colliding there. 3-0 down there in your bottom right-hand screen between Slayton and McDonough.
McDonough of Des Moines Lincoln, undefeated on the season. What a weight class that was. A lot of outstanding competitors in that weight class.
I really felt this 112-pound weight class is one of the tougher weight classes if you looked at all three classes in the state.
Well, the semifinals yesterday, Jim, were tremendous.
If you're a wrestling fan and it's just exciting to be down here, I think sometimes that the wrestling is more intense just because of the pressure of getting there.
No question.
Getting the finals.
Schaefer let him up, so it's a 3-2 advantage for Brown. With 1:40 to go in the third period now. So now Schaefer will need to get a takedown.
Schaefer is keeping this match close. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's the recipe for upset. Now he dives in on a double leg. He's going to finish this. He needs to come out the back door, as we call it. You step up, create some hip distance. Here you see that tensile strength of Brown just clamping on. Dear life here. Schaefer continuing to trying to improve his position, but not enough to satisfy the official to call the stalemate.
So we'll start again with 1 minute and 21 seconds to go in the final period. 3-2 the advantage for Brown. 112-pounders, Class 2A.
Tell you what, after you saw the first takedown in this bout with Laramie Schaefer from Winterset getting taken down by Brown, you thought, well, he's just off the races, but he's worked himself back into this physically and mentally. And who knows what can happen in this next minute.
You mentioned Brown beat Schaefer in the districts last year, 7-3. And now we got some action.
And great job of competing by Schaefer. He's in bad position. Brown had the front headlock tied up. Moved around to the side. There's a knee tap. That's nice technique there.
Now Schaefer might be in trouble.
Brown needs to keep his head up and his hips down to be able to get this technique accomplished. But boy, that's just being mentally tough on Schaefer's part. Squaring up.
Still a 3-2 advantage for Brown with 27 seconds to go.
There's a short drag set up. Schaefer has a short drag, but the referee calls it a stalemate. So 23 seconds left.
And Schaefer's going to have that nose looked at again.
Look it up here at the top, Matt. Still no score.
And again, that's Brett Ray of Orient Maxburg against Richie Thacker of Sioux Central, Sioux Rapids, a couple seniors.
There's a reversal. Looks like Ray has gone up on top with a reversal, and then they're going to give him a 1-point technical violation for a figure 4. So that's going to change that score to 3-0 with 30 seconds left in the third. Finishing this match out, Brown moves in on the leg, and he's the champion, two-time champion.
Justin Brown of Centerville finishes the season undefeated at 48-0. And he is a two-time champion. He won at 103 pounds last year, and now he's a champion at 112 pounds, and Centerville has already crowned 2 champions tonight. Pretty exciting time for Kevin Cochran, the coach.
Oh, it really is. I think that Brown might have a heck of a future. He looks like college potential. Now escape over here in the top with the bottom match. Scores now 3-2. Slayton just giving up a takedown there. So McDonough's going to go up 5-2. I believe that's what the score is going to be. Actually, yeah, 5-2.
I'm ready to go full screen on the 1A match, but yeah, maybe in a bit of an upset. McDonough knocks off Slayton in Class 3A.
McDonough is no stranger to this competition. He's been third and second, and now he's been first as a junior. Now moving to the 1A mat, where it's now 3-1, 18 seconds left in the bout. Ray has the lead. Ray has the red ankle band on. He's on the near side of your screen there, left side. He has the lead. Thacker trying to go ahead and now probably work a single leg off of the head tie. Looks like he's been called for stalling, so the score is now 3-2. Not much time left.
5 seconds. They're off the mat. They'll bring him back with 2 seconds to go and a 3-2 score in favor of Ray. And that's going to do it. Brett Ray of Orient Maxburg. Look at the emotion. Well, it's got to be an unbelievable feeling for a senior who's never won a state title, has been here 4 times, to finally get it.
Well, you can see the relief on these young men's faces, and that nobody's got anything to be ashamed of. We're going to crown 42 champions, but there's several winners here.
And now let's go to the award stand for the 103-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by the Principal Bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, redirect your attention to the award stand area at the east end of the auditorium. Presenting the Class 1A 103-pound awards, Coach Ken Kirsten of Logan Magnolia. 8th place, Grant Henry, Riverside, Oakland. 7th place, Nate Wedeking, Nashua Plainfield. 6th place, Mark Kiss, Eagle Grove. 5th place, Lee Myrick, Turkey Valley, Jackson Junction. 4th place, Derek Ball, Columbus Junction. 3rd place, Andy Roush, Wilton. Runner-up, Tony Hager, Ogden. And the 103 1A state champion from Logan Magnolia, Patrick Makey.
So Mackey is a champion from Logan Magnolia, and so is Brandon McDonough of Des Moines Lincoln. He defeats Joey Slayton of Cedar Rapids Kennedy for the Class 3A 112-pound title. Be right back after these local messages.
Your local Ford store presents the return of the dynamic duo. Check out the Ford Focus, one of Car and Driver's 10 best 4 straight years, now $199 a month with no down payment. Plus, pick up a Focus with exclusive wheels and tunes package and a 100,000-mile powertrain coverage direct from Ford. Or investigate the exciting Ford ZX2 with 0% financing or $3,000 cash back. Ford Focus and ZX2, 2 dynamic cars and 2 dynamic deals have returned to your local Ford store.
What's a party without friends or pizza? And now you and your friends could be enjoying free pizza from Pizza Hut while watching your new big screen TV. Enter to win by taking a picture of you and your friends eating pizza. Then send it to TV6 by clicking on the Pizza Hut link on our website at kwqc.com. One entry will win a Pizza Hut pizza party for 6 friends, a high-definition big screen TV from Zeglin's, and your photo will be featured in an upcoming TV6 commercial. What are you waiting for? Send in your photo today.
Presenting the Class 2A 103 pounds award, Coach Kevin Cochran of Centerville. 8th place, Seth Anderson, Northeast Goose Lake. 7th place, Dusty Colon, Clear Lake. 6th place, Tommy Christensen, Humboldt. 5th place, Joel Navy, Vinton Shellsburg. 4th place, Doyle Bohr, Washington. 3rd place, Zach Presley, Columbus Waterloo. Runner-up, Nick Pickerel, Albia. And the Class 2A 103-pound champion from Centerville, TJ Seabolt.
Patrick Makey is your Class 1A 103-pound champion. He finishes the year unbeaten. Congratulations. Tell us, did the match go like you thought?
Yeah, I knew if I stood aggressive and kept putting pressure on top that I could come away champion, and that's what I did.
This was a big match for you. You opened the meet. You don't always get to do that during the regular season, and very important for your team race.
Yeah, I know it's coming down close, but we have to wrestle our own matches, and Matt Johnson, 152, I know he can pull through for us, but it'll be a tough battle.
Did you like having to open the match for us? Here's yourself there, just getting the win. Look at that.
Feels good, man. That's all I have to say.
And now you got to go to work on another one, right?
Yep.
When does the work begin?
Monday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Presenting the Class 3A 103 pounds awards, Coach Willie Cryle of Oskaloosa. 8th place, Dan Claviter, Dubuque Senior. 7th place, Tim Legault, Waterloo West. 6th place, Cody McClintock, Fort Dodge. 5th place, Russell Weekly, Fort Madison. 4th place, Matt Bowig, Waverly Shell Rock. 3rd place, Brady Graham, Southeast Polk Runnels. Runner-up, Brady Graham, or Montel Marion, Valley West Des Moines. And the 3A 103-pound champion from Oskaloosa, Derek Moyer.
And we'll be back with the 119-pound weight class that's coming up next after these local messages.
Remember your first house? How you made it just the way you wanted it? At Wells Fargo, we know what you put into your home. That's why our people make sure you get the most out of it by getting to know you and what stage you're in. So whether that stage calls for a loan to buy a home or to perfect the one you already have, talk to us and see how we can help. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
At 119 pounds, Class 1A, it's going to be Andy Onemus of Southeast Warren Liberty Center, a senior, undefeated on the season. At 47-0, he'll be wrestling against Brandon Bolke of Kingsley Pearson, an impressive freshman, 48-1 on the year. In Class 3A at 119 pounds, Eric Hoffman of Davenport North, a junior, against Matt Kelly of Dubuque Hempstead, who won with that dramatic pin yesterday, a sophomore, 34-3 on the season. And our featured match in Class 2A, Aaron Conway of Marion, a senior at 46-1, finished third a year ago. He will wrestle against Josh Swanson of Knoxville, a sophomore, who was a qualifier last season. Well, Jim, what do you think about this 2A matchup?
The 2A, 119 pounds. We got two guys that are real rangy, complementary styles. You probably, just on paper, you'd favor Conway. Aaron Conway's got one loss on the year. He's third in the state last year in 02. But when you get here, you just can't take anything for granted. You got to go out there and wrestle the match. But it'll be interesting to see how these two tall, rangy 119-pounders go at it.
Well, Conway got here beating a champion in the quarterfinal round, Dustin Feiner of Emmetsburg Armstrong Ringstead. And then he defeated Boone Hayes of Creston in the semifinals. Conway of Marion, Swanson of Knoxville. And right away,
Conway
gets control.
Yeah, jumping in on a low single, and tell you what, he's got his ankle locked up there. He's got to try to maybe reach around for the crossface and try to threaten him, put him on his back. He just did just that, but he wasn't able to get the points. The referee's taking his time, giving the call here. Doesn't feel like the athlete has gotten control. I agree with that. Josh Swanson has been pretty good. He's hugging onto that left ankle of Conway.
There's the 2 points.
But not enough to show that he has any type of control.
So it's a 2-0 advantage for Conway. Conway, 160 career wins. He's never won a state championship, but he's always been right there.
I think he'd trade 159 of them in for a title right any second of it right now. So here's his chance to do the deal.
Well, lots of action between Onimus and Bolke. Onimus on his back.
Southeast Warren athlete in the bottom of your upper right-hand screen. He's undefeated on the year.
Can Bolke get the fall?
And Bolke is just a freshman with the 48-1 record going into this tournament. Here's his chance for glory. He's got to try to get the head off the mat. Nice job of Onimus of fighting it off, but that headlock is tight.
That's in your upper right-hand corner of your screen.
This would be a major upset here. Oh, great job by Onimus coming back and fighting off that. That shows a lot of courage there. It's going to be down 5-0.
And Hoffman out in front of Kelly at Class 3A. Hoffman out to a 2-0 lead there. Conway up 2-0 in our featured match against Swanson. Conway's coach Bruce Weisinger said he had to have the confidence in his ability that he could do this.
Well, Bruce was a teammate of mine at Iowa State. It's funny to watch these tall, lanky guys wrestle. Bruce was shorter, stockier guys. He certainly has some good skills in the top position. He's just all over. You can have his ankle clear out there, and he's all the way around behind you. He just covers you like a web.
The reach advantage, huh?
Yeah.
That's the end of the first period in that one. A 2-0 advantage for Conway of Marion. Swanson of Knoxville, coached by Tony Rosenboom, who has 3 sophomore qualifiers this year, so the future looking pretty bright for the Knoxville program.
Conway's going to notify the referee he's going to go with the Olympic start. Give Swanson the escape.
So it's a 2-1 advantage now for Conway. Just underway in the second period of that match. Kelly out in front of Hoffman 4-0, and Bolke has a 5-0 advantage over Onimus. That's a freshman against a 4-time qualifier.
Like I said, that'd be a major upset in your upper right-hand screen if Bolke was able to close the deal there. Oh, nice job by Swanson over here in featured mat. He's got Conway in a little bit of trouble. He's not going to get any back points for him. It's a little bit surprising there, but he's going to jump out to looks like a 3-2 lead. You cannot take anything for granted. Here we've got, what you think is 2 athletes that got a chance of being favored here, and they're both find themselves down midway through the second period.
Swanson on top now, and says that Joe Heskett inspired him as a wrestler. He really liked his style. Heskett, of course, the former Iowa State national champion.
Well, what that means is that he's got a cradle, because Joe had one of the best cradles that around.
Working on.
Yeah, pinned a lot of guys with it.
Swanson's starting to take control of this match.
He is, and when you're tough in the top position, riding the legs the way Swanson is, and he's just not hovering there. He's putting pressure on him. Notice how he tries to keep him up. He's got the cradle locked. Wasn't able to close the deal there, but now Granby roll attempt by Conway. That was warded off pretty well by Swanson. Now a headlock over here in the upper right-hand screen.
Now Onemus taking control.
Yep, trying to get a headlock, but I don't think it's there.
Not yet.
He's going to give up position on this.
Yep.
He's being ridden pretty well in that second period up on the upper right-hand screen. Like I said, that'd be a big upset.
Feature bout has 23 seconds to go, second period. Swanson up Knoxville. Perhaps a bit of a surprise, a 3-2 lead over Aaron Conway of Marion. Conway 46-1.
We've kind of neglected the fact that Hoffman and Kelly are tied up down there in the bottom screen there 4-4, but Swanson doing a night. I think that was a great second period. Great second period. Got the reversal and rode him out.
Bolton again has Onemus in some trouble.
He's got the cradle locked up. And now referee Mike Allen is looking to the mat judge to see what they're going to call here. They're going to call it 5-3, give him a takedown.
Good one here, 3-2 as we start the third period. Conway and Swanson.
Swanson doing a nice job lowering his hip level. See how he's got the left ankle of Conway's trap. That's really the operative thing with the technique. If he can keep that ankle raised, which he just did. He stepped all the way over. And now the official stops it. Whoa, that was a close call. You could see how the knee was bent in a precarious angle, just as he looked like he was getting back points, but that really was the reason why Conway had turned over, and referee Rodney Earlywine decided to stop it. But nonetheless, Swanson gets a takedown.
That's a 5-2 advantage now for Swanson of Knoxville.
Goes right into a cradle.
Being aggressive with that lead. And now he tries to turn Conway, but Conway gets out of it and gets the reverse. It's a 5-4 advantage now for Swanson, and Onemus scoring points in the 1A bout, but now Conway has Swanson in trouble.
Just as that happened, then he comes back with a cradle of his own, so Conway's going to get 3 points. That's going to take the match score to 7-5.
And now it's Conway with the advantage. Back and forth they go. 50 seconds to go.
Conway has the lead in the left-hand side of your screen.
There's the score. He's down to 45 seconds. Swanson.
I just get the feeling that won't be the last point scored in these bouts.
7-6 now. They give a point to Swanson there. And things are really heating up down in that 3A bout.
They're heating
between
up all
Hoffman and
over.
Kelly. Yeah.
You've got Hoffman up by a 10-9 score against Kelly. Matt Kelly from Dubuque Hempstead, sophomore.
What was his victory yesterday exciting?
Yeah, he had a headlock against the #1 ranked wrestler in that weight class, Mitch Mueller from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. Big surprise. So, little injury time. This is Coach Bruce Weisinger on the left-hand part of your screen. Both athletes getting, looks like, a little bit of instruction. Look to the other screens. On your bottom screen, there's about 23 seconds left. And Kelly has is trailing in the top position, down 10-9 with about 15 seconds left. Onemus is trying to come back into that match. He's also in the top position with about 18 seconds left.
3 exciting matches going on all at the same time, and all of them are coming right down to the finish.
He goes, it's up to Swanson to try to do something here. He's going hard upper body.
15 seconds to go between Swanson and Conway.
Swanson has that ankle lock. He's going to try to probably move around to the side, but Conway's doing a nice job of staying square. We saw that action before, how beneficial it was.
And Hoffman has defeated Kelly. Hoffman of Davenport North, the 3A champ. But here with 5 seconds to go, Conway trying to hold off the charge by Swanson. And he does it. Aaron Conway of Marion, a state champion as a senior. It was a long time coming, Jim.
It really was. I tell you, he didn't have it easy either. That was a nice job by Swanson working himself back into the match.
Good sportsmanship.
There's nothing but respect down here for all these athletes. Onimus
time ran out on that one.
Came up a little short. And how about that freshman in the upper right-hand screen, Bolke?
Brandon Bolke of Kingsley Pearson, the freshman, a winner in Class 1A. And Aaron Conway is the champion in 2A. Conway of Marion finally gets his state title. And we now go to the award stand for 112-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by Mid-American Energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the award stand area at the east end of the auditorium. Presenting the Class 1A awards at 112, Coach Rick Stoka of Orient Maxburg. 8th place, Tyler Eddy, Hinton. 7th place, Dustin Powers, New London. 6th place, Joel Anderson, Oldebold Arthur. 5th place, Guy Gerloff, Dyke, New Hartford. 4th place, Dustin Pekin, Avoca. 3rd place, Jason Stump, Clarion Goldfield. And the runner-up from Sioux Central, Sioux Rapids, Ronnie Thacker, Ricky Thacker. And the 112-pound champion from Orient Maxburg, Brett Ray.
So Ray, the winner. Coming up next, the Class 2A and 3A medal winners and a special feature.
This is a place for children. This is a place for electricity. You'll notice the lack of swings and slides. Hey. Hey. Hey, stay away from power lines.
Yesterday, Megan says she's going to be a doctor when she grows up. Before that, she wanted to be a giraffe. Maybe she'll be a very tall doctor. Whatever she does, financial security will be the key. As we plan for Megan's future, I trust our Iowa Bank to be there to help. For generations, Iowa banks have been a way of life. Oh, there's one other thing Megan wants to be. A mom just like me. Iowa Banks. Your future, our focus.
Presenting the Class 2A 112-pound awards, Coach Kevin Cochran of Centerville. 8th place, Andrew McDonald, Forest City. 7th place, Tyler Bustrom, Algona. 6th place, Quentin Kuhns, ADM Adel. 5th place, Brandon Johnson, Sheraton. 4th place, Mark Beatty, Maquoketa Valley, Delhi. 3rd place, Jace Kuhlman, Maquoketa. Runner-up, Laramie Schaefer, Winterset. And the Class 2A 112-pound champion from Centerville, Justin Brown.
Brandon Bolke of Kingsley Pearson is your 1A state champion at 119 pounds, just a freshman. I tell you what, you got the early advantage there, and I understand you got some help from a teammate. Tell us how that first part of the match kind of really went your way.
Well, it actually wasn't help from a teammate. It was a kid used to wrestle at our school. He's out of college now and comes back a lot and wrestles with us. And he taught me a move where when they get a single up, I can hook with my other leg. And he taught me that, and it sits into their butt. So I started working with that, and I come across with a headlock at the end and took him right to his back.
You and your coach look a little excited there.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome feeling.
You're a freshman. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Presenting the Class 3A 112-pound awards, Assistant Coach Jeff Hall of Des Moines Lincoln. 8th place, Anthony Anderson, Waterloo West. 7th place, James Smith, Lewis Central. 6th place, Shay Minor, Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. 5th place, Cody Smith, Iowa City, City High. 4th place, Kaylin Lenz, West Delaware, Manchester. Third place, Adam Gottschalk, Dubuque, Hempstead. Runner-up, Joey Slayton, Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. And the 3A 112-pound champion from Des Moines, Lincoln, Brandon McDonough. A note of interest, assistant coach Jeff Hall is also the builder of our new award stand for the 8th place winners.
So McDonough's a champion, and stay tuned because the 125-pounders are coming up, and that is going to be special. Mac Ryder of Gilbertville Don Bosco tries to become a 4-time champion.
You know how there's weird stuff on the dollar bill, right? Well, check this out. Written on packs of a major cigarette brand are 3 little words. They're Latin for I came, I saw, I conquered. Julius Caesar said it after he killed a bunch of people. Kind of odd how that's the tobacco company's slogan, huh? But we think saying, I came, I saw that I could get you to smoke my incredibly addictive drug while I grew ridiculously rich off your addiction until my product ultimately killed you, is probably just too long to put on the pack.
Well, we will keep a close eye on the Class 1A bout at 125 because Mac Ryder of Gilbertville Don Bosco, a 3-time champion trying for his 4th, wrestles against Dan Helgeson of Lake Mills, a senior. In the Class 3A bout, we're going to see Jake Halverson of Iowa City West, a former champion, take on Jay Borchell of Marion Linmar. Ought to be a great one, and that is a 40-0 wrestler, Borchell. And in Class 2A, our featured bout, Justin Hansen of Humboldt, a junior at 37-1, takes on Justin Kerber, the son of a 4-time champion from Emmetsburg, Armstrong Ringstead. Kerber, just a freshman, but Jim Gibbons, as we saw a minute ago, a freshman certainly capable of winning a title because the Kingsley Pearson wrestler showed us that.
Absolutely, and Jeff Kerber was one of the fellows I used to wrestle against at the University of Iowa. Great man and great athlete, and one of our heroes in the state, a 4-time state champion. And when you look at your upper right-hand screen there, that's the 3-time state champion. He's already committed to the University of Minnesota. He's a pinner.
Yeah, so keep a close eye on that one. And the great thing about our coverage is you get to see all 3 matches at once. Mac Ryder already has scored against Helgeson. He's out to a 2-0 lead.
And these weight classes at 125 here were just dominant. There's several state champions that are, big situation here when the left-hand mat, both athletes going upper body, and Hansen's able to drop down and get an ankle pick on Kerber. Nice job. Kerber probably started the year maybe a natural 119-pounder, but moved up to that weight class when the moved up to 125 after the Dustin Feiner from Emmetsburg was at that weight class. These athletes have wrestled several times here this year, with Hansen taking both matches.
Well, Ryder's up 2-1 in his match. Kerber of Emmetsburg, Armstrong Ringstead, the outstanding freshman, taking on the Humboldt wrestler Justin Hansen, who finished 2nd a year ago at 112, 3rd the year before that. He's just a junior, so he's been terrific throughout his career.
And if you look at lower match down there, Jay Borchell, just a real tough wrestler, and here you go, you've got Ryder with the cradle. He's just been dominant with this position.
See if he can finish it. Mac Ryder's had pins in every round so far. Can he finish it off with another one?
I don't think so, not with this move unless he has to adjust it, but he does the best job of adjusting of any high school wrestler I've seen in quite a while with that cradle. He just works that cradle and tries to get the guy back up on his shoulder blades, keeps the head up, goes all the way through it, and does it mainly with the far side.
3 back points for Ryder. Cale Sanderson joining us again. And Cale, what do you think so far?
A lot of tough matches, a lot of great wrestlers here today.
Well, you can never count anybody out in these matches, can you?
No, you can't.
Freshmen coming out here with wins, and
yeah, the guys, everybody's definitely showing up here to wrestle.
Cale, you know a little something about winning 4 championships in a row. How hard is it mentally, physically?
It can be kind of tough. It just depends on the way you look at it and you approach it. You just have to take it like it's any other match and just go out there to do your best.
That's what Ryder's trying to accomplish. He's in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, looking for his 4th consecutive class. Was a class 1A championship.
going for it here. He's not wrestling a wrestler that has a bad record by any means, and Helgeson has got a 39-1 record coming in here. He's been a state qualifier, finds himself in a tough situation, a tough order of business, but what a way to work. And here in the main screen, you see that Hansen has jumped out to a 5-0 lead. 1:37 left in the second period. It's basically been all Hansen. Haven't made much mention of Jay Borchell down there, but Halverson, but it's 2-2 score. Maybe a little bit of a surprise for a lot of people that that match is this close. Borchell, a state champion at 103, and Cale, he moved all the way up to 125 and just been as tough as nails. That's a tough jump.
Yeah, that is. It's big. Anytime you jump weights like that, it's a different game.
That's what surprised me about him. He's just been able to stay physical at that weight class. Beat a returning champion in the quarterfinals, and probably one of the, this is also, again, 125, one of the tougher weight classes. And now you see Hansen, he's in a tough position here. Yep. He's got Kerber's in bottom wrist tied up, and
Hansen gets the fall. Justin Hansen of Humboldt is a state champion as a junior. Finished third as a freshman, second as a sophomore. He climbs that ladder right to first in his junior year.
Well, Justin Kerber had a great tournament getting to this point. I know it's something he's not going to be necessarily happy with, but he lost to a pretty good wrestler there in Hansen.
Well, he's going to allow us to show you the Mac Riders match. Full screen, Class 1A. And there's Hansen. A great moment for him as a state champion. Ryder is in the blue, gold, and white singlet. Mac Ryder, Gilbertville, Don Bosco, trying to get his fourth pin of this tournament and win another state title.
I think he definitely has a, I know Cale can't comment on that because you're employed with the university, and there's a rule that you can't comment on recruits, but I can comment on him, and I think that it's really strange to see one of our own go out of state like this, but University of Minnesota, but he's really got, I think he's got college potential written all over him. I think he's got a good grip and all the things that, the physical things you need to be able to be successful at the next level. And he's a pinner.
Cale, when a guy is a tremendous high school competitor like this, then he tries to make that transition into college. What's the toughest thing that first year?
Just kind of be ready to get beat up on a little bit and look to improve. You know, you can't expect too much other than just to get in there and get better, and hopefully take that redshirt year and, you know, let that or spend that time in the room with those top guys.
That's really what it's all about, setting your expectations at the right level.
Ryder could get a technical fall, and he's out to a 15-2 advantage.
And I know that, like I said, he's pinned his way through the state tournament last year, and he's got all falls up to this point. You know, he's looking for, try to get that head close to the arm. Now, this is a dangerous situation, and Helgeson bailed out wisely.
17-3 the score now with a minute to go in the third period. Ryder lets him up. So it's now 17-4. 55 seconds to go.
There's the takedown to make it 19-4.
And that's going to do it. Mac Ryder wins by technical fall. He's a four-time state champion. And a standing ovation from this crowd at Veterans Auditorium.
The traditional emotional response, and let's just enjoy it.
Got to be a relief, doesn't it, Cale, to get that fourth one and know you've gotten all the way through?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, 4 years is a long time. I mean, he spent a lot of time thinking about this final match here and have it come to an end like that. It's a great feeling.
Now, the other mat, it's been all basically Jay Borchell. He ends up winning his title, his second title now, moving up from 103.
And the Class 2A pin, Justin Hansen of Humboldt, your winner, over Justin Kerber of Emmetsburg, Armstrong, Ringstead. And now to the award stands for the 119-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic.
Presenting the Class 1A 119-pound awards, Coach Clinton Kodum of Kingsley Pearson. 8th place, Matt Wilkin, Clarksville. 7th place, TJ Stump, Perry and Goldfield. 6th place, Gannon Jerlead, Wapello. 5th place, Wade Sundell, Ogden. 4th place, Chris Udish, Akron Westfield. 3rd place, Dane Ryder, Hudson. Runner-up, Andy Onemus, Southeast Warren Liberty Center. And the Class 1A 119-pound champion from Kingsley Pearson, Brandon Bolke.
And 3A medal award ceremonies right after these local breaks.
Call Rule and Rule today for great service provided by great people. And watch us on KWQC TV 6.
The best thing you can build through family volunteering is a loving relationship.
It's a way to help others in the community that maybe aren't as fortunate as we are, and it gives us a chance to instill values in our children that volunteering is important. Everything doesn't get done in this world because somebody gets paid for it. Sometimes you have to do it just because you like to do it.
And you get a good feeling from it. And you're going to have fun doing it.
Bring your family closer together. Volunteer.
For the best value on used cars and trucks, don't miss the Green Chevrolet Chrysler UCTV Shopping Network, 10 a.m. Saturday on KWQC TV 6.
When news happens around the world and right here at home, turn to the Quad Cities news leader, KWQC TV 6, the station that cares for you.
Eighth place, Matt Baller, Columbus Waterloo. 7th place, Derek Vogelsang, Makokata. 6th place, Andy Schmidt, Clear Lake. 5th place, Les Gracer, Hampton Dumont. 4th place, Boone Hayes, Creston. 3rd place, Dustin Feiner, Emmitsburg. Runner-up, Josh Swanson, Knoxville. And the Class 2A 119-pound champion from Marion, Aaron Conway.
Mac Ryder of Gilbert Bill Don Bosco, your 1A 125-pound champion, more importantly, a 4-time champion. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Did that one feel any different than the first 3?
No, it felt pretty much the same. You know, winning a state title is winning a state title. That's a huge accomplishment.
How much pressure did you feel after your freshman year when people were saying you're going to be a 4-time champion?
I don't know if it was real pressure so much, but I just kept getting nervous and nervous the more and more it went on. And up until about an hour ago, just really starting to feel it.
Congratulations and good luck as you head toward college.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's a 4-time champion.
Presenting the Class 3A 119-pound awards, Coach Robert Hoffman of Davenport North. 8th place, John Swanberg, Fort Dodge. 7th place, Jacob Helvey, Southeast Polk Reynolds. 6th place, Calvin Hodge, Iowa City West. 5th place, Adam Baumgartner, West Delaware, Manchester. 4th place, Clint Whitcomb, Waverly Shell Rock. 3rd place, Mitch Mueller, Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. Runner-up, Matt Kelly, Dubuque Hempstead. And the Class 3A 119-pound champion from Davenport North, Eric Hoffman.
And congratulations to Eric Hoffman of Davenport North, a champion as a junior. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, we'll see if the Edelson brothers can win state titles in Class 1A. That's next.
Is building the toughest compact pickup in America and outselling the competition for the past 16 years in a row luck? No, it's total truck domination. Right now, to celebrate 16 years of leadership, pay only $193 a month with no down payment on Ford Ranger. Just $193 a month on America's #1 selling compact pickup, Ford Ranger. After 16 years, we're not just building trucks, we're building a dynasty. See your local Ford store today.
Join Paul Yeager and the most experienced news team, Sundays at 5 and 10 on the station that cares for you.
Your brother's coaching, right?
Well, we move on to the 130-pound class. In Class 1A, which will be our featured bouts. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first I want to tell you about the 2A match. That's we're at 130, and our graphic is showing 135, so we want to get that corrected. We're at 130 pounds, and Jay Bustrom of Algona is going to wrestle against Willie Harris of Preston, both undefeated seniors. That's in Class 2A. In Class 3A, Josh Marker of Ames, a senior, battles Nick Buter of Cedar Falls, another senior. That should be a terrific match to watch. And our featured bout as we move to the Class 1A matches for the next 4 weights. Dan LeClaire, a former champion, against Charlie Edelson of Hudson. Now, this is not C.J. Edelson. This is little brother Charlie. He's 40-1, and he's trying to win his first state championship.
And look at those records there, 39-0. Claire is just a sophomore, but he won a state championship last year. Pretty difficult duty when you're up. Oh, nice single leg attempt. He's just driving across, gets the easy 2. Really like what I see out of LeClaire. He's just a real good physical wrestler. Does some good stuff. And I'll tell you what, if you want to watch some wild wrestling, just 2 cowboys throwing each other around here. Look at the bottom of the screen, that Marker with the orange singlet. He's coached by my brother Jeff Gibbons this year from Ames High School, going against Buter from Cedar Falls. Nick Buter.
Well, LeClaire has a 2-0 advantage here in Class 1A. LeClaire from Northland, 39-0 on the season. And he defeated Justin Bolke of Kingsley Pearson, the senior, in the semifinals. A great bout that was, 6-5. LeClaire winning it, holding off a late takedown attempt by Bolke to win it in the semifinals. Charlie Edelson advanced for the win over Nick Keeney of Pocahontas area.
There's an escape there by Edelson. Edelson's got a great range. He does some nice techniques, counter techniques.
And Class 2A close to a fall.
Yeah,
that
got a 2-2 situation there with Tyler Bustrom. He's going out, and something's got to give in the upper right-hand screen there. Both those athletes are undefeated.
Again, just great competitors reaching the championship round in these classes. LeClaire, a 2-1 lead on Edelson, 25 seconds to go in the first period.
Boy, LeClaire doing a nice job of finishing it, changing the direction, staying low, driving across.
Gets the takedown, he's up 4-1.
Puts the leg right in with about 13 seconds left in the period. The referee's going to call it potentially dangerous. They're going to get a new start with 9 seconds left. Don't count Edelson out from down here. He's got some range. Wrist ride.
And that's going to bring an end to the first period with LeClaire, a champion last year at 119 pounds, out in front of Edelson. 4-1 that score.
Yeah, LeClaire from Northland, Troy Mills. He's just got all the tools there. Real strong-looking athlete, isn't he, Cale?
Yeah, he is. He's real technical, too. Looks real sound.
Yeah. Up there at the top of the screen, Tyler Bustrom goes up on a takedown. Looks like actually a reversal here. He goes up 8-4.
Buter's out in front of Marker, 4-0 at Class 3A.
Now here's a situation here where Edelson, he can be dangerous. If he has some room, he could really force that over. He said he's got some strength and weird ranges of motion. Or looks like he's out of it, but he just keeps on driving back in. He's a little crafty. There's his low single leg attempt. Working on the elbow.
These coaches in the middle mat aren't going to have to go anywhere because it's Northland against Hudson in the next weight as well. That's going to be C.J. Edelson against Kyle Burkle. And so the Edelson brothers trying to become champs. And C.J. who's won 3 titles says he gets more nervous for his brother. Phil, you have wrestlers that are brothers. Do you get more nervous for them than you do for yourself?
Yeah, I think so. you have some positives and some negatives. I think the positives definitely outweigh the negatives, though, having a brother on the team with you. The only negative that would be that you have to worry about them more than you worry about yourself.
Well, you were younger, so you didn't have to deal with a whole heck of a lot of that, but you were heavier, so you had to watch them. They usually went before you, and their brothers are lighter. Bustrom there underneath in the upper right-hand corner. He's going to go up 9-7, gets an escape. 25 seconds left in the second period. Battle between two undefeateds.
That's been a great match.
It really has. A lot of scoring. 16 points already, and we're not even in the third period. Roll through. There's Buter. He's not Buter, but the Bustrom. He's getting back points also to go along with that takedown.
2 seconds in the period in that one, and he's going to run out of time. But big points for Bustrom, and he goes up 14-7.
Charlie Edelson in the blue singlet there, working a 2-on-1.
He's 40-1 on the season, a qualifier a year ago. Just a sophomore. Leclerc, also a sophomore, won a state championship last year, and he's undefeated this season. And Leclerc has a 4-1 advantage as the second period winds down.
You see the size difference, the height difference anyway. One's a little bit more of a rangy athlete, and Leclerc's hit everything off this single leg right here. And here you can see him in good position. Finish again, but he runs out of time.
Jim, maybe a bit of a surprise, a low-scoring battle between Marker and Buter.
Yeah, I didn't call that one very well, but
you had the over in that.
The under is what's going to work on this one, but the over and under on that probably was about 25 points.
Well, Buter, as you told me off the air, a good defensive wrestler. And Marker's kind of a wild guy.
Well, the Cedar Falls coaching staff, I'm sure, has a good strategy there for Marker as far as keeping it tight.
But in our featured bout, it's 4-2 now. Leclerc up on Charlie Edelson. C.J. Edelson will go for his fourth title in just a moment.
And that's the first time that Edelson just really attacked above the knee at the hip. Wasn't able to get through. Ran out of real estate there. He's likes to go for that single leg on Edelson's left leg, and that's back in on it again. And here's where I think comes right back and reshoots, and he's kind of stopping himself by going around the waist.
So Edelson with a minute 12 to go, trying to score against Leclerc, but it's not easy.
No, it is. I think Edelson wants to create scramble situations. And he's got one here now. But boy, I tell you what, Leclerc just does a nice job of staying with his chest so tight to the thighs and just drives right through and makes it difficult for the longer, lankier Edelson to stay with him. Score 6-2.
Gets out of the circle. They stop it with 49 seconds left. It's a 6-2 advantage for Leclerc. Buter's up 4-1 on Marker in 3A, and Bustrom a 14-7 advantage over Harris in 2A.
There's a roll-through attempt trying to get the scramble situation like we talked about.
But Leclerc fights it off and gains control.
But look how he just presses his upper body to those legs and just makes it difficult for you to switch or get the neck wrench. He just stays with his chest just pressed against those hips, and it makes it very difficult for him to get any of those roll-through situations.
Jake Bustrom of Algona wrapping up a Class 2A championship. He defeats Willie Harris of Preston 14-7. And closing seconds between Edelson and Leclerc in Class 1A. And it looks like Dan Leclerc of Northland Troy Mills is going to hang on to win his second state championship. The sophomore goes to 40-0.
Good-looking athlete.
And Buter defeats Marker for the 3A title. Great action at 130 pounds. Leclerc, a two-time champion as a sophomore. And now let's go to the award stand for the 125-pound weight class medal winners, brought to you by
Ladies
Principal
and
Bank.
gentlemen, we direct your attention to the award stand area at the east end of the auditorium. Presenting the Class 1A awards, Coach Doug Ryder, who's father and junior high coach. 8th place, Justin Hamilton, West Branch. 7th place, Logan Queck, Nottoway Valley. 6th place, Jacob Peterson, Hudson. 5th place, Tyler Burkle, North Lynn. 4th place, Keith Epley, Prairie Valley Gallery. 3rd place, Niles Mercer, Van Buren, Keosauqua. Runner-up, Dan Helgeson, Lake Mills. And the 1A 125-pound champion from Gilbertville and the 13th four-time state champion, Mac Ryder.
Mac Ryder, just the 13th athlete in the history of this tournament to stand on that stand as a four-time state champion. And the crowd very much appreciating his efforts. Coming up next, the Class 2A and 3A Medal Award winners and a special feature.
Retirement plans from the Principal Financial Group can prepare you for almost anything.
Ted, you got it.
Retiring! At the Principal, we're the nation's 401k leader. We offer mutual funds, annuities, and rollover IRAs, which leads to a secure, happy retirement.
Ted, how'd you do it?
Planet.
For 120 years, the Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
Presenting the Class 2A 125-pound awards, Coach Bobby Thompson of Humboldt. 8th, Tay Toon, Grinnell. 7th place, Barrett Hoppenworth, Ballard Huxley. 6th place, Jacob Krogman, Northeast Goose Lake. 5th place, Brad Gregory, Glenwood. 4th place, Ben Honish, Columbus Waterloo. 3rd place, Ruben Chavez, West Liberty. The runner-up from Emmitsburg, Justin Kerber. And the Class 2A 125-pound champion from Humboldt, Justin Hansen.
With one four-time champion in the books and another one just around the corner, possibly time to check those team totals. We told you at the beginning of the night, a very tight race in 1A and in 3A. Here's your 1A list. Logan Magnolia has now moved with that three-point advantage out in front of Hudson, Pocahontas area, Underwood, and Ogden. The 2A list, it was done when this night started, at least as far as the champion. Emmitsburg wins its fourth consecutive. You see Union, LaPorte City, and Creston 2 and 3. And in Class 3A, this one also just oh so tight. Oskaloosa now with a 4-point advantage, 85-81 over Iowa City West. Cedar Rapids Kennedy is third.
Presenting the Class 3A 125-pound awards, Coach Doug Stryker of Linn-Mar Marion. 8th place, Kyle Blood, Cedar Rapids Kennedy. 7th place, Gabe Rosterman, Lewis Central. 6th place, Aaron Daniels, Newton. 5th place, Steve Arsenault, Waterloo East. 4th place, Christian Abrams, Fort Dodge. 3rd place, Kyle Anson, Iowa City City High. Runner-up, Jake Halverson, Iowa City West. And the Class 3A 125-pound champion from Linn-Mar Marion, Jay Borchell. We've been forgetting this. Turn around on the award stand and face the east, too.
So Borchell, a champion. And when we come back, C.J. Edelson will go for his fourth. You're watching the Iowa High School Wrestling Championships.
She's been at work since 6 this morning. Along with $7.53 in tips, her customers have given her arsenic and bromide. He's been a bartender for 10 years. His best tip was a $100 bill. His worst was cyanide and ammonia. He's only been bussing tables for a few months, but don't tell his lungs that. they've been exposed to the equivalent of a pack a day since he first started. Workers in smoking establishments are twice as likely to develop lung cancer than the general public.
The 135-pound class is next, and in Class 2A, Tyler Brewer of Carlisle, a senior, has a 39-2 record. He will take on Moses Fay of Anamosa, who's 40-1. And in Class 3A, Jeremy Meyer of Newton, undefeated at 38-0, takes on Edgar Haynes of Cedar Rapids, Washington, two seniors battling in Class 3A. And our featured bout in Class 1A, C.J. Edelson of Hudson, the senior, 42-0, going for his fourth state championship, takes on Kyle Burkle of North Lynn, Troy Mills, 39-1, and he is a former champion. So, Jim Gibbons, nothing to take for granted in this bout.
This is not a foregone conclusion or a coronation ceremony, much, you know, maybe like the way Mac Ryder was favored in the previous match. So this is going to be a battle. C.J. Edelson, nice technique there, moving up into a double leg off of the single. Nice job, and Edelson really has some nice skills, and we saw a little bit of that with his younger brother Charlie out there. Good scrambler, but C.J. is going to the University of Northern Iowa to wrestle. Committed there earlier this year during the fall signing date.
Well, he moves from the 2A class to the 1A class this year, his team. He had a pin in the opening round, technical fall in the second round, another pin in the semifinals.
A lot of people thought right from the beginning that this was a two-man weight class as far as the finals go, but with Edelson, they thought that Burkle could give him a pretty good go, but Edelson got off to a nice start with that single leg, and now you see how tough he is in the top position. Again, good range. We've seen that from a lot of the lighter weights here. He's got good range. He won't stay at this weight class, that's for sure. He'll get bigger and stronger. Now he's got the ball and chain locked up there, and if you notice, he's got his right arm locked up against Burkle's right wrist. Tried to bring it up through the crotch. He's got the leg locked up. Now he sets up the guillotine, an old standby right there, and catches him on the way through. Notice how he'll try to do here. He's going to try to get his head behind the elbow there, come up and wrap the head up and take the head to the ear, and that is tight. Oh, man.
Great move by Edelson. Can he finish it off?
Well, you're seeing the flexibility of Burkle's shoulders. That's why you work on your flexibility drills. You never know when it'll come in handy, but now he's got both grapevines locked in. Burkle doing what he can to battle back into this thing. Not much time left in the period.
6 seconds.
That's awful tight. He's got his shoulder up. Nice job of fighting it by Burkle. Showed a lot of courage there.
Burkle was 43-1 last year, a champion at 130 pounds. His brother Tyler placed at 125. Burkle's had 8 pins in state championship competitions. So again, Edelson, as you said so well, Jim, not going to be a coronation of a champion, but he is up 5-0.
Well, he's feeling a little bit better about his situation. He came out ready to attack, and there he goes into a leg ride, and Burkle almost was able to catch him on that.
Brewer out in front of Fay, 6'4", in Class 2A, and Meyer has the early edge on Haynes in Class 3A.
In upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a lot of probably points scored in that bout. Fay, one of the tougher wrestlers in the top position. And the top right now.
That one's 6-6 with 1:05 to go in the second period, and action here between Edelson and Burkle.
Granby roll situation, and now Edelson's going to come up with the 2-point reversal and go right back into that leg ride. He's got a nice cross body, but what makes his so tough is see how he's got his belt buckle almost on top of his the man's lower back, and that really puts a lot of pressure. on him and see how he, Burkle just kind of buckled with the pressure. It's good work right there.
Edelson and Ryder know each other real well, don't they, Jim?
Yes, they do. There's a back point situation now. Boy, I tell you what, Edelson just looks tough.
He does.
He's got that just hover over you, just put a net around you. You try to roll through, he's not going to go past without giving up back points.
And again, to emphasize, he is wrestling against a terrific competitor in Kyle Burkle, and he's out to a 9-0 advantage with 28 seconds to go in the second period. Mac Ryder already has been crowned a 4-time champion tonight, and now C.J. Edelson is trying to join him.
Well, C.J. Edelson just come out here to take care of his own business. He's not worrying about who's going to Mac. He probably knew Mac was going to get it, but this is a great job of wrestling here by C.J. Edelson. He finds himself in a little bit of a precarious position, but comes out on top, gets the hips up, and he just hovers in there like a net. And anytime that Burkle tries to roll through, it seems like he can't roll through without giving up some back points.
Boy, Brewer and Fay are really rolling around.
Fay's got a tight
Fay looking
there
for the pin against Brewer of Carlisle.
Well, this Fay is a good athlete, too.
Minute 30 to go in the third period of that match. And it's a 9-6 advantage for Moza Fay of Anamosa. He's going to pick up some more points against Tyler Brewer of Carlisle.
Now Burkle in the down position, and Edelson just casting the net over the top of him now. He's got the crossbody locked up.
Jeremy Meyer of Newton, a champion 2 years ago, is out in front of Edgar Haynes of Cedar Rapids, Washington in the Class 3A bout. And our featured match in Class 1A, C.J. Edelson of Hudson has a 9-0 advantage with a minute 30 to go in the third period against Kyle Burkle. Oh, now Burkle gets on top.
Well, he wasn't going to let it go without a fight. He was able to get a reversal. Now he can put some pressure on Edelson.
Burkle, a champion himself.
So he's not going to go down without a fight, but there's not much he's been able to do. He's not breaking him down flat. He'd almost be better served to let him go and maybe look for something up top.
It's either that or he has to get a fall to win this thing.
Yeah. The referee's going to call a stalemate, and this is a good situation here for Burkle. Now he can look over at his at the coaching staff and kind of decide what he's going to do. Is he going to let him up, or he's going to?
Burkle will start.
What strategy's going to be here?
Top position, and it looks like he'll stay on him. He's trying to get the fall.
Randy roll comes up. Good scramble. Like what he did there.
Gets the reversal.
Like what he did there. They're going to give up the reversal. Call it potentially dangerous. That's what it was. Fay, the winner, down on up on the right-hand side of the screen in Class 2A. Moza Fay, 14-6 winner.
Finished 5th a year ago. Now he's a champion. Moza Fay of Anamosa. And Jeremy Meyer of Newton, first a couple of years ago, 3rd last year. And he defeats Edgar Haynes of Cedar Rapids, Washington, a battle of seniors. And it's Meyer, the winner.
You know, John, I see what Coach Brad Penrith that you and I saw in C.J. Edelson now. He wrestles just about like Brad did. He understands this type of wrestler. His nickname when he was at Iowa was the Flea. You know, he just stayed right on top of you, scored all the time, and I think his techniques will even improve even more as he goes to the college level.
8 seconds to go in this match as the official stops. And it's an 11-2 advantage for C.J. Edelson.
One thing about Edelson, too, is that Penrith just lives across the street from him, I believe, in Hudson. So the signing day was a pretty easy trip.
Pretty quick trip across the street. And there it is. C.J. Edelson is a 4-time champion, the 2nd crown tonight, and the 14th in Iowa high school history.
And he did it in impressive fashion. You know, not many. He's the first four-timer to have to go against a returning state champion to win his 4 titles, and that's very impressive, walking away with a 13-3 win. Congratulations.
Listen to this crowd. And now let's go to the award stand. These awards sponsored by Mid-American Energy.
Class 1A 130-pound awards. Coach Brad Bridgewater of North Lynn, Troy Mills. 8th place, Corey Edwards, Bedford. 7th place, Keith Habring, Lake Mills. 6th place, Nick Kenny, Pocahontas area. 5th place, Trevor Hickman, West Marshall State Center. 4th place, Justin Bolke, Kingsley Pearson. 3rd place, Mitch Norton, Nashua Plainfield. Runner-up, Charlie Edelson, Hudson. And the Class 1A 130-pound champion from North Lynn, Troy Mills, Dan LeClaire. Remember to have him turn around and face the east.
Dan LeClaire, the winner over Charlie Edelson. Well, coming up next, 2A and 3A medals. Plus, we'll visit with C.J. Edelson, the champ at 135.
Ben Franklin already discovered electricity with a kite. There's really no need for your kids to do it again. This is a place for children. This is a place for electricity. You'll notice the lack of swings and slides.
Yesterday, Megan says she's going to be a doctor when she grows up. Before that, she wanted to be a giraffe. Maybe she'll be a very tall doctor. Whatever she does, financial security will be the key. As we plan for Megan's future, I trust our Iowa Bank to be there to help. For generations, Iowa banks have been a way of life. Oh, there's one other thing Megan wants to be. A mom just like me. Iowa Banks. Your future, our focus.
Presenting the Class 2A 130-pound awards, Coach Brian Morgan of Algona. 8th place, Adam Karimsky, Fairfield. 7th place, Kevin Townsend, Glenwood. 6th place, Robert Struthers, Emmitsburg. 5th place, Albert McNeil, Northeast Goose Lake. 4th place, Chris Johnson, West Burlington. 3rd place, Mark Jensen, Crestwood, Cresco. Runner-up, Willie Harris, Preston. And the Class 2A 130-pound champion from Algona, Jay Bustrom. Turn him around.
C.J. Edelson is your Class 1A 135-pound champion, a 4-time champion. Congratulations, and the emotions must have been running high today.
I was really antsy earlier in the day. I don't know. I mean, my brother's in the finals. I'm right after my brother. I mean, I just had to feed off of it. That's what I did.
How do you use that emotion? How do you use that emotion to your advantage?
I mean, if he wins, I'm gonna be so happy, and I'm gonna use that to transition that happiness into anger and aggressiveness. And then, I mean, if I lose, if he loses, then I'm even more mad, and I'm a little more aggressive when he loses.
Congratulations and good luck as you head to college.
All right, thanks a lot.
That's a champion, a 4-time champion.
130-pound awards, Coach Jay Llewellyn of Cedar Falls. 8th place, Dylan Wagoner, Storm Lake. 7th place, Brent McCormick, Des Moines Lincoln. 6th place, Aaron Scott, Oskaloosa. 5th place, Earl Robinson, Davenport Central. 4th place, Justin Hauge, Cedar Rapids Kennedy.